Hi, welcome to 5 Minutes to Change Your Pain. This is Melissa West, and I'm going to show you how to do a calf stretch. So we're going to stretch the big muscles, the gastroc muscles, which are those ones that you see on the bodybuilders, those big two heads of the muscles that they have on their calves. We're also going to stretch the deeper muscle, which is the soleus muscle. So you have to do them both a little differently to get the stretch. And on the second stretch, the deeper stretch, you'll probably feel it a little bit more down through here, through the Achilles, and maybe to the side, a little bit of the side of the lower leg. And you may notice that you're even tighter in that muscle than the main calf muscle, which is the gastrocnemius. So I'm going to show you one way to do it. There's lots of ways to do it. I like this one because it allows your muscle to be in a relaxed position to stretch. If you have any questions about how to stretch this muscle, and if you are stretching it differently and you want to make sure that it is the right way to do it, give us a call, because there are some stretches that actually make the calf muscle tighten up a little bit more. So I'll show you this one and see how it works for you. Hands come onto a wall. If you don't feel like doing this without support, you do have to have a little balance. So if you can do it without support, you're welcome to do it without anything in front of you. I'll show you with the wall today. So up against the wall, the front foot comes right close to that wall, maybe an inch or two away. The back foot sneaks out behind you, and doing this in bare feet is a little bit more effective because you can get the back heel down a little bit further. And then make sure that that back leg is right behind the front leg, so toe in line with the heel. And then you're going to push that back heel down and straighten the back knee. The other thing to check is that that back toe is not turned out to the side. This is a common way for the body to sort of cheat and get away from the tension. So I like to turn that back toe in almost a little bit till it feels like it's kind of awkwardly turned in, and then you'll feel like you get a much better stretch. So I turn the back toe in towards the front heel, make sure my feet are right, one in line with the other, and then all I need to do is squeeze that back leg tight to get the knee straight. So you gotta make a muscle here in your thigh, and then you're gonna bend that front knee until you feel a stretch through the back leg. Now, if you're really bent forward like this and you still don't feel a stretch, that means you got to slide that back heel back a little bit and maybe push that back heel down to the floor. Sometimes you'll notice your back heel is actually lifting up and you don't know it. Okay, so turn that back toe in, squeeze the back leg up really tall, no leaning forward like this, because that's just hard on the back and shoulders. So we want to be up nice and tall, and everything is aligned, and then we just drop forward. Ideally, it's great to have that front knee right over top the ankle rather than over top the toe, but whatever works for your positioning at the time, and breathe through it and feel the stretch through the back of the calf. So you should feel it sort of cross the knee, maybe down into the mid calf, maybe a little lower down. It depends where you're tight. And then when you're done that, after 30 seconds, you come out of it. And here's the tricky part, because we're going to get into the deeper muscle. We're going to now bend that back knee. Let's look at that back toe, and if you look at my back toe, it actually turned out a little bit. So I'm starting to cheat. So I'm going to turn that toe back in, bend the back knee, push that back heel down, and now I'm going to keep the back knee bent and just bend my front knee. But the back knee is still bent. Okay, and that will give me a deeper stretch. So now I'm feeling it lower down, around the Achilles and the lower leg. And that muscle is really, really tight for me too. So this is a good one to hold nice and long. Breathe through it. And then we're going to come out of it after about 30 seconds, which that wasn't. And we're going to switch sides. That foot goes right close to the wall. The back foot sneaks back. One foot behind the other. Turn the back toe in. Squeeze that back leg tight to make the back knee nice and straight. And then bend the front knee till you feel a stretch through the back lower leg. And breathe. Try not to have your butt sticking out behind you like this. You got to push your butt forward. You might even get a stretch through the front of the thigh, and that's just bonus. And then after 30 seconds, you're going to come back out of it. You're now going to bend that back knee so it almost makes you sit down a little bit, and then come forward. And don't worry if you don't have as big a bend in your back knee when you do that as me, because you might be really, really tight through there and you might be put together differently. So just a little bit of a bend, and then come forward, relax the upper body, and just sit down into that back heel. So put your weight into that back heel. Feel it pressing down into the floor, and breathe. And then when you've done with your 30 seconds minimum, We come back out of it, straighten both legs, and maybe move those ankles around, and you're good to go. And again, something that you can do a couple times a day. You can never do stretching too much. So thank you, and we'll see you at the next video.